Hi, you're listening to The Island of a Lost Pilot by Rajesh Bhatia, narrated by Deepak Agnihotri. Chapter 19. At Hong Kong, 23rd March 2008, Sunday. Shekhar came out of the Cheklapkok Airport, Hong Kong at 9:50 a.m. On the flight, he had befriended with a Hong Kong resident who often visited India on account of his business, with whom, after some hesitation, he had opened up and explained his purpose of arriving at Hong Kong. With mixed emotions of surprise, admiration, respect and sympathy, he had guided him about many useful things about Hong Kong. He had instructed him where to stay, how to commute, where to shop, etc. And it was due to his instructions that he was now sitting comfortably in a red taxi, speeding to Evergreen Hotel at Wu Sung Street. The manager was a close friend of his co-passenger. Through Airport Road, the taxi reached Lantau Highway, which led to Nam Wan Tunnel via Lantau Link. He had known that all the islands of Hong Kong were now connected with bridges over which were different highways. The taxi passed a well-illuminated tunnel and reached Stonecutter's Bridge. Shekhar waited impatiently as he didn't wish to waste even a little time. He seemed to know the way, as his friend had given him the route and he too had the detailed map of Hong Kong. The taxi crossed the Sing Sha Highway and reached Jordan Road. Yes, the hotel was near at Wu Sung Street. Mr. Huang, the manager, was on duty and gave Shekhar a warm welcome. Obviously, he had received a phone call from his friend. He helped Shekhar to settle in a comfortable room. "So, Shekhar sir, I am sure that you will certainly find yourself comfortable in our hotel." He spoke English very well, and he was in a hotel business. Hong Kong once was invaded by the Britishers, and thus the residents understood English language very well, just like the Indians. "Thank you, Mr. Huang, but I hope that I may be leaving very soon." "I understand, sir," he said in a way which indicated that his friend had told him the whole story. "And in that case, I will not charge you for the complete night. I will give you handsome discount and also some staff concession." He paused and added, "Anything more can I do for you, sir?" "Yes, one little thing. I want to charter one small aircraft. Can you help me there?" "Why not? Yes, of course, sir. Air charter service is the best here. I will arrange for some representative to come here for a meeting." "That will be so kind of you. What time will suit you, sir?" "Time is the only thing I don't have. I want him immediately. I want to start the soonest. I will see what I can do." Saying this, Huang went away. Shekhar immediately shaved, took a shower and changed. He has had his breakfast in the restaurant and was sitting in the lobby at 12:15 p.m. when the receptionist announced, "Mr. Wang from Air Charter Services." Shekhar greeted Mr. Wang, thanked the receptionist and requested her to send coffee for them. Mr. Wang was a young man of 35, quick, bright and having a thorough knowledge in this field. He wore a grey suit with the logo of Air Charter Service on his left pocket. "What I can do for you?" asked Wang, bowing courteously. Shekhar greeted him warmly and introduced himself. "Mr. Wang, I am Shekhar Khanna from India, and I want to charter one helicopter which can take me halfway towards Philippines and return." Wang was surprised at this unusual request. He did not answer immediately. Instead, he opened his briefcase, took out a few catalogues of his company and a large map. He spread the map on the table and looked questioningly at Shekhar. Shekhar studied the map and said, "Look, Mr. Wang, we are here at this place, at Hong Kong, and this is Philippines." Shekhar further scrutinized the map carefully and found the San Fernando Airport at Philippines. He also marked the 19° 10 north and 117° 18 east point on the map with a cross with a pencil. "Well, Mr. Wang, my son was flying on an aircraft which has crashed somewhere at this point, which is about the midpoint between Hong Kong and San Fernando. I have full reasons to believe that he is safe somewhere near this point. Either he had swum to some island or he is still in the sea. I want a helicopter to go there and bring him back." Wang kept staring him with an open mouth. During his 13 years with Air Charter Services, he had never met a customer who had made such a peculiar demand. "But sir, how can you be sure that he is still at that place? He might have drifted miles away or might have been rescued by some moving ship. Since yesterday, whenever I have had free time, I have studied all topics like oceans, oceanic currents, islands, aircraft, etc., which have some relation to this incident by using my laptop and an internet modem. This point X falls in the South China Sea, and the warm currents flow there towards northeast direction with a speed of about 2 to 2.5 kilometers or 1.5 miles per hour. Now it is 12:30 p.m. and is about 36 to 37 hours approximately after the crash. He might have drifted about 90 kilometers in the northeast direction, but I want to search him in a circle of about, say, 100 kilometer radius, and the center will be 19 degree 10 north and 117 degree 18 east. But sir, this will be too much of a distance for any helicopter, Wang said, looking at the map. He took out a scale and made some measurements. This point is about 325 miles or 520 kilometers from here. One circle of 100 kilometer radius will be 2 into pi into 100 is equal to 628 kilometers, taking pi equal to 3.1416. Thus, we will need a helicopter with a range of 520 plus 520 plus 628, that is 1,668 kilometers. With a helicopter of minimum range of 1,668 kilometers, we can take only one circle and come back for another circle. You will have to return, refuel and move again. The best range helicopter with us is Augusta 109. With a maximum range of 980 kilometers, that too under optimum conditions. Can't we carry some extra fuel taken in drums in the helicopter? Asked Shekhar hopefully. No sir, it will be too risky. Besides, it will not be permitted in any case. But I am ready to pay extra, much extra, if someone helps me there. Not with our company, sir. You will have to find some low-grade charter service who can take risk, but I doubt it. Can you suggest someone or some other air charter service which has a longer range helicopter or can carry enough amount of fuel for my need? I don't know, sir, but I doubt that such type of helicopters are available here. How can you help me then? Shekhar was disappointed. Wang closed his eyes and thought for a few minutes. He took out his catalogues, studied hard and replied, Sir, you are a peculiar customer. You can hire a Piper Navajo or a Cessna Golden Eagle. They both have a range of about 2,200 kilometers. We can also give you one Cessna 340, which can cover a distance of 2,500 kilometers. The range is okay, but how can a plane help me? With the plane, you can find your son. And Wang was confused. Then you can make some arrangement to bring him back. Like you can hire a speedboat and go to that place. I don't think that it will be feasible after having found him with a great difficulty. When I will return on a motorboat, meanwhile he will have drifted many miles away. How am I going to find him again? You can drop a walkie-talkie from the airplane once we have found him. With walkie-talkie, we may be able to talk, but we will not be able to locate him as there are no landmarks in the open sea to tell you the directions. Also, the range of a walkie-talkie would be very less, maybe 20 to 25 kilometers, as they need a straight line signal. Shekhar took out a pen and a small pad. He made some calculations and said, Suppose we find him 500 to 600 kilometers from here, assuming the speed of the aircraft at 250 kilometers per hour, we will return to Hong Kong in 2.5 hours. If we already have a speedboat waiting at the coast, we need another 1 to 1.5 hours to sit in the boat and start. The boat will again take at least about 14 to 15 hours to reach at that place. It means that after locating him, I will again reach to him 18 to 19 hours later. The night falling in between will also slow down our rescue operation. I have just thought that the walkie-talkie can be replaced with satellite phones. This way I can keep track of Rohan. But I don't want to lose sight of him once I have found him. Mr. Wang, time is running out. We have not even yet started. Already 36 to 37 hours have passed. Another 23 to 24 hours will be too late. I can't take more chances. I need to find some other solution for this problem. The waiter brought more coffee. Shekhar lifted the mug, had a sip or two and closed his eyes. Wang took the mug and started pondering over his catalogues as if there was some clue hidden there and he was not able to find it. Shekhar's mind was running very fast. He was worried about Rohan and wanted to operate immediately, but the limitations were not helping him. He thought it to be very simple. He thought that he will go to Hong Kong, hire a helicopter, find Rohan, throw ladder for him and bring him back. These things happened in the movies. In reality, the scene was totally different. The availability of the helicopter was the problem. The place was too far for a helicopter or a motorboat. The situation was the same from Philippines also. Suddenly Shekhar shouted, "Yes, I have got it." The receptionist and a few people present around looked awkwardly, but Shekhar paid no heed. "Look, Wang, there can be one possibility. It seems weird, but I think that this is the only one way out." "Yes?" Wang raised his non-existent eyebrows, but from his expressions, it appeared that he was the expert, and if he was not able to find a solution, how could a layman like Shekhar would have found one? "I can hire a plane which can take me there. Once I have found him, the plane will drop me." "The plane will drop you?" asked Wang with an open mouth. "But why? And then how?" "Listen, have patience, I am telling you." Shekhar waited to collect his thoughts and said in an excited but slow pace, "Once I reach there, I will drop myself with a parachute. I will also be carrying an inflatable motorboat with me, and that too will be dropped with a parachute. The plane will come back and I will return on the motorboat taking my son with me. What do you think?" "I think that this is craziness," Wang replied in a controlled tone, but in fact he wanted to say, "You are crazy." Had Shekhar not been his expected customer, he would have certainly said it, but he meant the same. Shekhar understood it, but he didn't seem to bother. Rohan was the top priority. He was happy to be crazy if he succeeded in his rescue procedure. "What is wrong with it? I can reach there fast on an aeroplane. I will be carrying parachutes with me. With the help of them, I will drop the boat and supplies. We will sit in the boat and come back." "Suppose your son is still in the sea. How will it be possible to prepare the boat ready for the voyage in the open sea? On an island, it would have been much easier." "Oh, these are minor issues. He could be on an island also. You never know." "But what about the fuel? It still had to be carried along, and that will still pose a problem." "A boat will need far lesser fuel as compared to a helicopter. I think that could be managed." "I will have to consult my seniors. Excuse me for a few minutes." Shekhar nodded and Wang became busy over his mobile phone and moved away from his earshot. Shekhar again closed his eyes and imagined himself in a plane, dropping a parachute carrying an inflatable boat, another parachute with some food and supplies, and then dropping himself with the third parachute. He could see himself inflating the boat and then returning back to Hong Kong with Rohan. He saw him reaching back to India, Rohan meeting his mother, sister, and others. He suddenly woke up from his daydream as Wang was shaking his shoulder. "Sir," said Wang. "Yes, Mr. Wang." Shekhar looked expectantly at Wang, wiping tears of joy from his eyes that had appeared during his daydream. "Sir, I have tried my best with my seniors. I'm sorry to say that they have flatly refused to lend an aeroplane for your purpose." "But why? I see no harm," said a shattered Shekhar. All of a sudden his plans went down the drain. He had reached this far, but he found himself helpless here. Now what he will do? How was he going to proceed? All the routes were closed. How will he go back without Rohan? How will he face Surekha and Ritu? He started crying over his helplessness. He had controlled his emotions and grief till now with great difficulty, in a hope that he will go and save his son. But now, all of a sudden, his last hope was gone. He lost his veneer of calm and boldness and started crying like a small child. His zeal and enthusiasm was gone, as if some blacksmith had quenched a red-hot chisel in cold water. The rug was pulled from under his feet and Shekhar was crying over his helplessness. Wang was watching him and was sympathetic. "Control yourself, sir," he said. "Wang, please help me. My son will be helplessly waiting in the sea. I myself feel like dying here. When I can't do anything for my son, I have no right to live." Shekhar stammered hard and combined with his crying was in a very pitiful condition. A few passing guests stopped. Even the receptionist left her work and was looking in that direction. Wang felt awkward, but Shekhar was unperturbed. He was pleading to Wang with folded hands. Wang waved the guests and assured them that nothing was wrong and he will manage everything. Wang spent some more time and consoled Shekhar, who was to himself soon. "I will certainly find some way. I understand your emotions, as I also have a 10-year-old son. I have one ray of hope, but I will not tell you till I am sure of it. Please give me some time and I will ring you soon," Wang said and left with moist eyes. The receptionist came near Shekhar and stared at him sympathetically. "I'm sorry," he said, and shifted his glance towards the LCD TV screen. A man was running on a beautiful beach and was throwing a large, colorful ball towards his children. One girl of 5 or 6 years and a boy of 10 or 11 years. They were laughing, running and throwing the ball and were waving a lady, their mother perhaps, who was coming out of the sea after a warm dip in the sea water. What a happy family! A wave of pain again surged through Shekhar's memory. "Excuse me," said Shekhar and quickly moved away, a handkerchief in his hand just in case.